Jaguar Nation, welcome to the Jaguar Football Show, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by Coca-Cola, Louisiana Lottery, Communities of Color Network Tobacco-Free Living, Hollywood Casino, the Louisiana Seafood Marketing and Promotion Board, and Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Hello and welcome to Week 15 of the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. We're coming to you live from Hollywood Casino, where we've come to you each week on Monday nights at 6:30. We want to thank the good folks at Hollywood for hosting us this year. We've had a good time at Center Stage. Of course, we come on about 7 times a week on TV, as you can see the air times there. And of course, you can catch us at your leisure on YouTube and Facebook. Coach O, as we jump right into it, I got to tell you, big congratulations on an exciting Bayou Classic win. You know, you try to think of the adjectives to use, and basically to say it was an exciting win just really isn't apropos. That was a thrilling victory is probably the better description of it. And there you see you and my old coach, Coach Pete, raising the Bayou Classic trophy. And my favorite picture of the weekend was that smile of pleasure, that was in all the social media and stuff. But Coach, great win, 30-28. Bayou Classic came down to the last second of the game. I'm sure you had to really look back on that day and reflect it was a good day.
Well, always, I think anytime you can beat your crosstown rivals. And the biggest thing is just the coaches and the players. And, you know, what a game, like you said. I think when you look at this game and you say what's a defining moment in the season, when you work that hard and you put everything into it and the fight of the guys, I think as a coach, you can really be pleased with the effort that the young man gave on Saturday.
Coach, strange victory because of the refereeing in this game. You know, we had a safety that wasn't a safety. Most people in the Jaguar Nation felt Skelton scored a touchdown. Then they tried to do a 10-second runoff toward the end of the first half. Have you been involved in a game where the referees impacted the game so much?
Well, we have. You remember? I don't know if you remember a couple years ago when we was at playing Alabama A&M at Southern. Well, we lost a game and won a game on the same day.
Oh, that's right.
The referee said the game was over. We had a timeout to prevent a 10-second runoff. We called timeout, and then they respotted the ball, and it gave us a chance to kick, and we ended up sending the game to overtime and won. That's the first time I've ever been in a game where I won and lost.
In the same game?
In the same game.
Well, when it was all said and done, the refs didn't have their way, and the Jaguars were victorious, and we got to be thankful for that. Coach, let's jump into those highlights and show the folks exactly what happened in the first half. Here you see the Grambling Tigers. They started out pretty good, Coach. They got up quick on us, 21-3, despite some good defense.
Well, you see, just some guys flying around, nice tackle, rallying to the football. And, they're a good football team. You don't get to this magnitude of a game and they're not be playing against a good football team.
Well, the Tigers got on the board first with a touchdown. Pinkbottom hit Devontae Davis, 7-0 at this juncture. They get the ball back. Big Jalen Ivey gets him a good sack. Jalen Ivey has played well for you the second half of the season, Coach.
Really coming on, young man is stepping in and filling some big shoes and just, I think when you're watching this game, we just needed a spark and just needed somebody to make a play.
You saw Hinton rush for 8. Then Skelton's going to take him one for 13. Then Big Sims, who had a great game, bust one for 23. Then Skelton's going to take one for 8.
Thought it was a touchdown.
Thought it was a touchdown, Coach. Everybody in the press box thought it was a touchdown. We have to settle for a Barajas field goal. Score 7-3 at this juncture. Grambling on the move. They take one up the middle, get another touchdown. Just like that, they're up 14-3. Then we have a mishap. Hinton fumbles the ball. Grambling recovers it. One play, 2 plays later, Grambling's on the scoreboard again, 21-3. Coach, at this point in the game, you had to be a little worried.
Well, like I told our players, we go face some adversity in this game. We just didn't know how much adversity we was going to face. But the good thing, we always talk about composure and just playing the next play.
You see Skelton rush for 6, Mackey for 9. Skelton hits Mackey for 10. Then he comes back to Mackey for 39. And then he hits Register for the 3-yard touchdown. That young man had a great game for you, Coach.
Mackey and Hunter Register both played well.
Jaguars get on the board, 21-10 at this juncture. Great play by B.J. Harris after the extra point right here, Coach. I thought B.J. had a good game for you.
He played really well. That's a nice pass breakup right there.
Yep. Here's another great play by Tamara Smith. Completion, but it was a loss of 1 because of the effort. And here's a missed field goal.
I think that was really the thing that got us going. Now we started building some momentum and our offense started clicking.
Skelton hits Hinton for 14, then Register for a big 38-yard gainer. Then he comes back to Bedford for 11.
Skelton's pass complete.
And then Sims is going to take it in for us, Coach, for the touchdown. Fontenot gets the kick. 17-0 at this juncture. And that was after a referee snafu that, seemingly was like they just didn't know what to do. They knew there was something wrong. Then they tried to call a 10-second run. I didn't get whether they just grabbed a 10-second runoff out the air. How did they come up on that?
Well, normally if it's a penalty on the offense, you can accept the penalty or the 10-second runoff. But there was no penalty. It wasn't a timeout. It was a replay. So they was replaying the play and they ruled the pass a catch, and that should have been 1st and 10.
Well, Coach Odums gave him a piece of his mind, and you can definitely go back and watch the replay and enjoy it. When we come back, we're going to see the second half highlights from the 46th Annual Bayou Classic on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
Where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has this costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
Come play like a star, where the rewards and thrills never end at Hollywood Casino. Eat, play, and win big from our epic buffet, open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, to our awesome Players Club that gives you the most back. Come and play the hot new $64,000 Hollywood High-Low game on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You could be called to play. Just guess if the next card will be higher or lower, and you could win. Only at Hollywood Casino, Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Coach O, we're down 21-17 at the half. What did you talk to your team about as you came out from halftime?
Well, just unbelievable grit in the first half, just making sure that we finish the game, making sure that we go out and play more consistent and just play with some gut. And I thought our guys made a great stand in the first half. We took a blow. Then we said, let's go out and get one.
Coach, first half versus second half, it seemed like a little bit of a different offensive scheme because we just started running the ball and dominating the football with the rush. Both Sims and Ben had big days. We had 30 first downs on the day. Just huge runs by Sims. You had to be pleased with his play.
Well, the little freshman really showed up in the game. We call him the big back. He's Hammer, and we need a little hammer time for him, and he got out there and really did a good job. And he's going to be special. He's going to have a great career at Southern University.
Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, Calvin Lunkin, big day as usual, 11 tackles. Big Joe Davis came through with, I think he had a sack, 3 tackles, and 2 big field goal blocks. And Jalen Ivey also, I think, had 2 sacks. Good day on the defensive side of the ball.
Our D-line played well, and if those guys play dominating football, we got a chance to be really good as a football team. And, I'm really pleased at how we came out in the second half. And you give up 21 points in the first quarter, and then the next 3 quarters you give up 7 points. And really it's just about locking in and playing inspired football, and I thought our team did that in the second half.
Well, let's jump into those second half highlights and show the folks exactly what happened in the 46th Annual Bayou Classic. After the bands both performed, the game got kicked off again. Great play by who we was just talking about, Calvin Lunkin.
Johnny on the spot.
Another play, Calvin Lunkin.
The senior showed up, and that's what it takes when you're playing in games like this. Your seniors got to rise to the occasion.
There you saw Skelton hit Richardson for 20. Ben rushes for 13. Ben comes back for 14. Then Ben gets 12 more. On this series, it was Devon Ben show. He's going to get 6 more.
Very proud of him, man, because he had flu-like symptoms all week long. He really didn't practice until Friday, and to see him come out and just play with that kind of guts, man, it's just an appreciation to him and the test of his will.
There you saw Skelton hit register for a 5-yard touchdown. Fontenot on the kick. Jaguars take their first lead, 24-21 at this juncture. Then this is that play. Obviously, the Jaguar special teamers thought it was a live ball and crashed into him, but they gave the ball to Grambling. The Cavian champion said, "I'm not having it." He had a good play. Great play by Ben Harris. Stopped the ball. We're into the fourth quarter. They get a touchdown. The score is 28-24 at this juncture. Sims is going to get a nice run for 23.
That's pretty good right there.
That's a great run, Coach.
He's a big back.
Yeah, he is a big fella. Jaguars back in the lead, 30-28. Great play by Lunkin and Champion to stop the rusher Elder. And then Hickbottom tries to run. He fumbles the ball.
How did
by
he get
Carter.
that back?
Yeah, exactly. Then he's sacked for a loss of 7 by Caleb Carter. Caleb had a good game for you, Coach.
Really played well. Really played well.
Skelton's going to hit register for 12. He's going to run one for 9. Ben rushes for 6. Skelton for 8.
Skelton keeps around the.
Unfortunately, we have to punt the ball. Then they're on the move, driving, trying to get to the spot where they can possibly make a field goal. And there you see the big block by Big Joe Davis, the New Orleans native, the hero of the day. And there's Coach Odums raising his hands in victory, giving B.J. Harris a hug. Coach, absolutely thrilling victory by the Jaguars in the 46th Annual Bayou Classic. I know your boys had a wonderful celebration in the locker room. I'm sure you guys had a good time in the locker room talking about the victory.
I think it's always great, to be able to show great character and resilience in the football game, and those guys did that. And, I've been blessed to be able to be part of 2 football games in the Bayou Classic where we won on the last seconds. We had a 4th down stop a few years ago that sent us to the championship game, and a field goal block in the 46th annual Bayou Classic that sent us to the championship game. And that just shows you the consistency in our program and how our guys continue to just persevere and show up when the game's on the line.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, from all of the Jaguar Nation, they were definitely thrilled, and they were also tired because the celebration was out of control. So thanks again, Coach, and great season, great win. We got one more to go. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Alpha Media players of the Bayou Classic, as well as the Coca-Cola player interviews on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
Diseases from smoking kill more African Americans each year than car crashes, AIDS, and murders combined. In the U.S., about 1 in 5 African American adults smoke cigarettes. It's estimated that each cigarette you smoke shortens your life by 7 minutes. That's 7 minutes less to spend time with people you love doing what you love. Each time you smoke a cigarette. Is it worth it? Smoking affects us all.
Where your seafood comes from has everything to do with its flavor, its quality, and even its safety. Cheap imported seafood raised in ponds overseas has nothing on the incredible flavor and quality of the fresh fish, shrimp, crabs, and oysters caught right here in Louisiana waters. We all know that the best dishes are made with the best ingredients, and Louisiana seafood is the best you can buy. So know what you're buying and make sure you're serving delicious Louisiana seafood. Because when you know better, you eat better.
Hi, I'm Coach Dawson Odums. And if you're looking for a great new or used car, Jerry Lane Chevrolet invites you to come and check them out. Whatever your taste in vehicle is, they got a great lineup to fit your style. And most importantly, your budget.
Personally, they're taking care of me with this great truck. I'm a big guy, and this a big truck. It's roomy and comfortable, and it has to get up and go when I need to get up and go.
So remember, whatever your taste in vehicles, come visit us at Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Go Jags!
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Of course, we've come to you each week this season from Hollywood Casino. We invite you to come out and have a good time with all the amenities Hollywood offers. Coach, every show in this segment, we have our Alpha Media Players of the Week. Who were the Alpha Media Players of the Week in the 46th Annual Bayou Classic?
Well, let's take a look at the Offensive Player of the Week, a young man that's been playing really well at wide receiver for us, and that's Hunter Register. Let's look at the defensive side of the football. A guy that really came to play was Calvin Lunkins. 2 seniors playing really well for us. And if you want to look at special teams, another senior, Joe Davis, rose to the occasion. Those are Alpha Media Players of the Week.
Coach, after the game, Joe and I caught up with a couple of those same guys, Calvin Lunkin, Joe Davis, and Hunter Register, and filed this Coca-Cola player interview.
Well, Todd, it was a barn burner here at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for the 46th Annual Bayou Classic. I'm here with Joe Davis as our defense showed up and did their thing tonight. Now, Joe, you had a sack, 3 tackles, but the big thing is you had 2 big block field goals. Let's talk about that, man. How did it feel, and how did y'all get the push to get those field goals blocked?
I mean, big champ, man, the Cave-In champion. He told me he had me come on this side. He was gonna give some push, so I just kept my pad level low and stretched my frame.
Well, when I'm telling you that normally it was a heart stopper here, at the end, that big last block definitely sealed the fate of the Tigers and the Jaguars, who are now going to the SWAC championship. Are we ready for the Braves and Alcorn?
Yes, sir, we ready. Both teams gonna get 60 minutes. We just ready to play.
We caught up with Calvin Lunkins, and Calvin, man, 11 tackles. Tell me the difference between the first half, when it seemed like we couldn't get anything going, and the second half, where the defense showed up and showed out.
Well, I feel like we made some adjustments in the second half, and we executed at a high level, and that's what we did for the second half.
Seems to be that y'all were definitely getting some push-throughs on the line. We can talk big time about those 2 block field goals that definitely were game-deciding plays that made the difference. How did that feel?
It felt really good. We practiced hard with field goals, field goal block and stuff like that, so it paid off throughout this week, and it paid off on Saturday.
Our next big game, we're playing for the championship. back down to Lorman, Mississippi, and the Braves. Are we ready for that?
Yes, sir.
With an offensive barn burner like we had tonight, 30-28, but the Jaguars came out victorious. One of the reasons our offensive threats are like Hunter Register. Hunter, man, 2 touchdowns, many catches that were right on time when we needed it. How did this game feel tonight, 46th Annual Bayou Classic?
It just felt good to get the win out there with my teammates and for the Jag Nation.
Well, let me ask you this. Seems to be the first quarter, we couldn't get anything going until toward the end. But we came out the second quarter with a whole different attitude. How did that feel?
It just felt good. You know, we never got down on each other on the sideline. We didn't badmouth anybody. We just told each other to stick in it, stay in the game.
As you continue to receive these catches from Skelton, we're getting ready to play the Alcorn Braves. What can we expect with the Jaguar Nation?
We just put our best effort forward and just go out there and give it our all.
Heard it right here, Todd, at the Jaguar Football Show.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Ladarius. Thank you, Calvin. And thank you, Hunter. Coach, Ladarius Skelton was the game MVP, but I actually thought Hunter Register was probably the game MVP. I mean, obviously he needs Ladarius to get him the ball, but he made some catches that were pretty incredible.
Well, he's our leading receiver, and he comes to play every week. But I think the field general, when you see how Ladarius Skelton is able to throw the ball and run the football, and as many touches as he had on Saturday, either one of those guys would have been great candidates for the MVP. They're both playing at a high level for the Jags.
Coach, the Bayou Classic now stands at 23-23 since it became the Bayou Classic. All the way back, Southern actually leads the series 37-33, but you've won the last 2. Talk about the pressure of coaching a game like the Bayou Classic.
Well, I mean, it means so much. I think the tradition, the fan base, when you talk about what it means to our university, the players, bragging rights, there's no greater game. And I think ESPN said it best. A lot of football games were played on rivalry weekend, and Southern versus Grambling held its own. And I think that's what makes Thanksgiving so special in the state of Louisiana, and it's our Bayou Classic. 68,000 plus had a chance to watch it live, and that's a testament to 2 great institutions competing for one prize in the state of Louisiana.
Well, there you have it from the coach. When we come back, we're going to look ahead to the SWAC championship game of 2019 against the Alcorn State Braves in Lorman, Mississippi this Saturday. Stay with us.
Where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
Come play like a star, where the rewards and thrills never end at Hollywood Casino. Eat, play, and win big from our epic buffet, open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, to our awesome Players Club that gives you the most back. Come and play the hot new $64,000 Hollywood High-Low game on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You could be called to play. Just guess if the next card will be higher or lower, and you could win. Only at Hollywood Casino, Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show. Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. We now turn our attention to our rematch of last year's SWAC championship game against the Alcorn State Braves in the same place it was held last year on the campus of Alcorn in Lorman, Mississippi. Coach, we lost that game 37-28, and then it's really no secret. Our record against Alcorn in your tenure is 1-8. They've kind of been our kryptonite. Coach Odums, we lost to the Braves earlier this year, 27-13 in Norman. What is the formula to beat the Alcorn State Braves?
Well, you gotta play well in all three phases. You gotta take advantage of some misfortunes that they give you. You gotta create some turnovers. You gotta protect the football, and you gotta execute. And I think that's what it's really boils down to when you're playing against a really good football team that's got a championship pedigree, and you got to play. You got to go into their territory, and you got to be locked in, and you got to be focused, and you got to have a will to win. And once you do that, I think you got a chance to go in there and really play really well.
Coach, quickly, it seemed like we had them contained, then they hit us on a big pass. What can we do to stop that this time around?
Well, it won't be no surprises. I think the guys know who they're going against. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We know who they are. They know us. It's going to come down to guys making plays, and you got to want this one. And if you want it, you can have it.
All right, when we come back, we're going to close out this week's edition of the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
Diseases from smoking kill more African Americans each year than car crashes, AIDS, and murders combined. In the U.S., about 1 in 5 African American adults smoke cigarettes. It's estimated that each cigarette you smoke shortens your life by 7 minutes. That's 7 minutes less to spend time with people you love doing what you love. Each time you smoke a cigarette, is it worth it? Smoking affects us all.
Where your seafood comes from has everything to do with its flavor, its quality, and even its safety. Cheap imported seafood raised in ponds overseas has nothing on the incredible flavor and quality of the fresh fish, shrimp, crabs, and oysters caught right here in Louisiana waters. We all know that the best dishes are made with the best ingredients, and Louisiana seafood is the best you can buy. So know what you're buying and make sure you're serving delicious Louisiana seafood. Because when you know better, you eat better.
Hi, I'm Coach Dawson Odums, and if you're looking for a great new or used car, Jerry Lane Chevrolet invites you to come and check them out. Whatever your taste in vehicle is, they got a great lineup to fit your style, and most importantly, your budget. Personally, they're taking care of me with this great truck. I'm a big guy, and this a big truck. It's roomy and comfortable, and it has to get up and go when I need to get up and go. So remember, whatever your taste in vehicles, come visit us at Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Go Jags!
All right. Go Jags!